Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and shine. It's your dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 635. And if I look like I'm a bit shell-shocked, I am. I have been trying to work out how to do the out-of-office responses on M365. And it has been a little bit of a challenge. Now, to give this all some perspective, the last couple of videos I've been showing you how to do out-of-office responses for specific types of responses when, so for when someone fills in a web form and it hits your inbox and you want to go back with a really specific response. More specifically, it's Christmas time. We're coming up to out-of-office times. We might not want to change the message on our form, but we want to just have something go back from our inbox saying, hey, we've got your inquiry. We're out of the office until January. We'll be in touch. We have your inquiry. We'll be back in touch. Okay. Zoho Mail, really, really simple. Google Workspace, reasonably simple. It's reasonably straightforward. There's things that you can do. M365. Well, I only have an M365 online plan 1. I have this with one of my clients who's very kindly allowing me to use these to do these tutorials. And in online plan 1, which is really just Outlook Online, there's none of the bells and whistles of the downloadable applications. It's not a business standard. It's not a business basics. It just gives me an Outlook account. It just gives me access to Excel and stuff online. It's an inexpensive option if you just want to give someone an email address for your organization, basically. Now, with online plan 1, there is no way in the settings that I could find and in all the digging that I did, and I've spent the last couple of hours doing this investigation, setting it up so that you can do specific out-of-office responders for specific conditions. You can do a generic out-of-office responder, which hits everyone. You can have an internal reply and an external reply, but pretty much anyone that sends you that email, anyone that sends you an email will get that response from you, which is okay, I guess, and we could use that. But I really did some digging because everything I read said that there was this option. I can't confirm whether it's in a business basics option or a business standard or a business premiums option. At some point, I'll ask one of my clients if I can look at their business standard and their inboxes to have a look and see if it's there. But I did work out how to do it on Outlook or just on online plan 1, just standard M365 web access. I guess the other caveat I need to give here is that if you've got access through the Outlook app, the desktop app for Outlook, you might have that ability there as well. So in all transparency, this is how I worked out how to do it. There may be an easier way. There may be a better way in how to do it. For the account type that I have, I couldn't see it, and everything I read led me to believe that if that option does exist, and it's not entirely clear whether it still exists or whether it's been taken out, because Microsoft done a whole heap of updates on their stuff, it's in one of the more expensive subscriptions, and I believe that's part of the strategy is to make you move to the more expensive subscriptions to get this sort of access. But that's why you have me, because I can try and work these things out. So I did. It's a little bit of work, but I'm going to work through how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Bear with me. I will have to put a lot of this stuff into the show notes for you so you know what to cut and paste in. But it should work. So let's set this up. We have a web form. People fill it in. We want to do an auto response to say, hey, we've got your inquiry. We're out of the office. We'll respond as soon as we can. Pretty much, okay? The web form will come from a specific from address. It has to come from a specific from address to meet all of the spam requirements. We do set the reply to address on the form so that it goes back to the person who is sending us the inquiry. If you got any questions about that, I've done podcasts on this one before. I'm happy to answer them again and try and find them, but let's just go with the from address on the form is a specific address. It's a known address. The reply to address is the person who's filled in the form's email address, and the subject line will contain a string that we can use, in this case, inquiry. Okay. We're going to set it up so that anything that comes from that from address with that string in the subject line will send an email to the right person, or to the person who sent the form. In Microsoft 365, using a tool that everyone should be able to use, and should be able to use it fairly simply, as long as you cut and paste the stuff I'm going to give you. All right. I try to make this as simple as possible. This one wasn't as simple as I thought it could be or should be. Let's get on with it. So yeah, I'm a little bit shell-shocked by all of this. Okay, Microsoft Outlook. I'm logged into my Outlook account. I'm up here. My inbox is empty. And there's nothing I can do here. Normally I'd go to settings and try and find it in settings. The option isn't there. If you guys work out how to do it, let me know, because I would love to know if I can get it. Just remember, this is online plan 1. This isn't one of the business basics or business standard or business premium. What we're going to do is we're going to use this tool called Power Automate. Now, this is something absolutely worth digging into. There is lots of things you can do with it. We are just going to set this up to do an auto response. So to get here, you can go to make.powerautomate.com, or you can go to flow.microsoft.com. It will redirect to here. It will ask you to give access to your user account, and go through all of those processes to get you here. Once you've got to this screen, what you're going to want to do is click create a new flow. Okay, on the left hand side in the menu, click create. Now there are templates. I'm just going to show you how to do it by standard, just by setting it up. You could try and work out these ones, but I created my own. To do it, we're going to go to automated cloud flow and click on that one. And we're just going to give it a name, and we're going to call it Christmas response. Oops. Okay. Now, choose a flow trigger. What we want to do is, I think we can type in mail here. Yep, we want when a new email arrives. I chose version 3. Yep, it's arrives, not flagged. Arrives version 3. Okay, we're going to click on that one. We're going to say create. Okay, now you notice it just gave me an error and then it fixed it. It asks you to connect to your inbox so it can fix it. Okay, I've already done it, and it tells you here which inbox it's actually linked to. Okay. And once you get into that, if you want to change your connection, you can change it here. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to set up the flow. Okay, so when a new email arrives, let's just bring that up. You can set parameters here. We aren't going to... Yep, what we're going to do is we're going to say subject filter. And we're just going to click on there. It says subject filter, string to look for in the subject line. So in this case, we're just going to put inquiry, okay? Now you'll notice here, that's added. So if I just click out of there, just close that down. There we go. That's how you do it. And we'll just make sure it's there. Excellent. So you'll notice I didn't put a from address in there, and that's because well, you could absolutely put a from address in there if you wanted to. You could here say from, and then in here you could put no reply, ask charlyleetham.com. Okay. Now you'll notice I put in a very specific address here. No reply at mg.askcharlyleetham.com without the dot at the end. That would be good. Thank you very much, Charlie. There you go. And it's recognized it as an email address. You can't do wildcards address here. So you can't say anything from mg.askcharlyleetham.com. It has to be really, really specific for this form. There is a way you can do wildcards. I'm not actually going to do it today. I'm just going to say put in the address that your form sends from. It's much, much easier. Now, you'll notice too, when we hop out of here, these are and, so it will be if it's from no reply at mg.askcharlyleetham.com and the subject filter includes inquiry, this will trigger. This should trigger. Okay. So that's the trigger. We've got the trigger set up when a new email arrives and it's from no reply at mg.askcharlyleetham.com and it has the subject, or the subject has the term inquiry in it. This is going to trigger. This is going to go through our flow. The next thing you want to do is add a condition. So click on the little plus button and we're going to go to Control here under Built-in Tools, Control. And we're going to add a condition. Now, the reason we're doing this is we need this to work out so that if it's coming, so it picks up the reply to address. Because we're using a reply to address on the form, we need to be able to tell this to send the email to the reply to address, not to the from address. I know that sounds a little counterintuitive and a little more tricky than it should be. It's the way we have to do it to get around the spam filtering. If you try to send a form from the user's or from the visitor's email address, it's going to get spammed. If you get it, you'll be lucky. So what we do is we say it comes from your address, but we put the reply to address in as their address so that when you hit reply in your email client, it automatically goes to their address. Now we have to tell Automate that we're doing this. We also have to, I'm also going to set it up with a little bit of smart so that if the reply to address is missing, it will use the from address. All right. It's just making sure we've got a little bit of contingency in place. So now we've got the condition. Okay. Now in the condition here, what we want to do is we want to choose a value, but we're going to want to use this. You see this FX button on the left-hand side? When you click in the box, it says we've got the lightning bolt to say use dynamic content or data from a previous step, or FX to use data from, to use a specific expression. We're going to put a formula in here. Don't worry, I'm going to give you the formula to use. Just going to click the FX button. That brings up this window here. Now, click in the box so that you get your flashing cursor. Then what you're going to want to do, yes, I know, I'm very messy. I have these already in, I don't quite have them all. I thought I'd saved it. Okay, it's here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay, this one here. I'm sorry for that mess there, guys. Trigger, outputs, bracket, question mark, reply to. Okay, I'm going to put this into the show notes for you so that you can just copy and paste it in. So in the FX thing, just put this trigger outputs, this whole string in there. That's all you need to do. Click add. And then we're going to say in the test, just make it is not equal to and leave that empty. So what it's going to say is if the reply to is not empty, then the condition is going to be true. If it is empty, then the condition is going to be false. We're going to do this. Okay, that's the condition. That's all we need to do. Then under the true condition, so we're going to put exactly the same thing in both of these boxes. We just wanted to send back a box, but we do have to make it send to the reply to address, okay? So under in the true box, we're going to click the plus button. Told you this one was a little more tricky. We're going to come down to Microsoft Outlook 365 Outlook, and we're going to look for send an email. Set up an automatic reply version 2. Okay. Now you can actually change the name of these, by the way. So once you've got this one in, you can say set up automatic reply. I would recommend changing the names, because if you have to troubleshoot it, it will tell you which one is working and which one isn't. I'm just going to put here reply to. Okay. It's the wrong one. I think it was the wrong one. Let's delete it. Because I can't find it, I'm just going to type in send. It was send an email, not send an automatic reply. Ignore what I just said. It's send an automatic reply, automatic email, or send an email V2. That's what we want. Send an email V2. That's the one we want. Don't get confused like I just did. Okay. In the to line here, what we're going to do is we're not going to put anything here. We're going to use this cog button, and we're going to say use dynamic content. Then when we click on there, we're going to click on the FX button, and we're going to paste in that same thing. Trigger outputs body reply to. Okay, so what this is going to tell it is that to use the to address, use the reply to button. Use the one that says reply to. Don't use the from address. All right. And remember, we're going to change the name of this action. Send an email reply to, so we know which one it is. So when we're looking at logs, we know which one is working. Now, once you've done all that, you can now enter your email. So the subject line, you've got all your dynamic content. So you could say, respond to the subject and just say Ray, subject, okay? Or you could put in here your own subject line as well. You could type in your own subject line. And then in the body of your message, you could say, hi, whoops, don't like this keyboard at all. Thanks for your inquiry. We're closed until January 5th, 2026. We have your email and we'll respond when we're back on deck. All the best. Okay. You can do it. Look, you can do a whole heap more. You can make it pretty. You can put images and stuff in, I suppose. You can do a few things in here. You can then check your sensitivity. So there's a whole heap of things you can do here. I'm not going to go into them. Oh, sorry, the importance. That's what I'm looking for. You can make it normal, high or low, whatever works for you guys. So that's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the body of that text, that email. That's done. So that's the send an email for the reply to. Okay. Now in the false, if it's not got a reply to address, we just want it to go from the plus. So we're going to, from the from address, go back to the from address. So we're going to hit the plus button. We are going to say send an email. Sorry about the mess before, guys. We're going to say send an email. And once we're there, we're going to say to. Now this is a little easier. We are going to, from here, click that cog button and say use dynamic content. Click in here, and this time we're going to use the thingy there, the lightning bolt. I'm getting tired, and hit the from. Okay. So it's going to come from the previous email. It's going to use the from address in the previous email. Here we're going to use the subject. It's going to say Ray subject, and then I'm just going to paste the auto response in there. And that's it. That's all we have to do. She says, okay, so now that's set up. So let me just run through what we have done. We've set up a trigger that says when a new email arrives, it has a from address of no reply at mg.askcharlyleetham.com, and it has an inquiry. It has an inquiry in the subject line. We're going to hit this condition that says if there's a reply to address, then use the value. Then it's true. And if it doesn't, it's false. If it's true, it's going to send an email to the reply to address. If it's false, it's going to send an email to the from address. Now, I'll come back to that in just a moment. I'm going to click save. And this now says this is ready to go. You can test it. So you can test it. I'm not going to show you how to test it in this video. I don't want this video to be ultra long. But you'll see now that I have my Christmas flow. It says it's ready to go. If you've turned on and will trigger. Okay. The flow is ready to go. We can test it out. We can see what it's doing. Now I'm going to just come back and have a quick chat to you guys. Okay. So I put in there the extra step, the extra condition of if it didn't have a reply to address, just send it to the from address. With that trigger we set up, honestly, it's just going to go back to the no reply at mg.askcharlyleetham.com. You probably could skip that. The reason I didn't want to do that is I wanted to show you how you could set up the differing flows so that if it did have a reply to address or if it has a from address, you can do it. There are reasons you would use a reply to address. I know some systems say, oh, they're only for newsletters and stuff. It's not. I use it for a whole heap of things like sending my contact forms so that we can get the emails through without them being spammed, without them being hit by the spam filters. It's not as simple. It's not as simple as Google or Zoho Mail. It might be a little bit more powerful. You've certainly got a lot more control there. You've certainly got a lot more things you can do if you can get your head around that interface. If you don't have our access to Power Automate, have a chat to your admin. And if you are the Microsoft admin, you might want to reach out to someone like me to see if I can give you a hand to work out where it might be or not. It seems to be included in all M365 accounts. I just think you need to actually allocate that license to your other users. I'm an admin on the account, so I've got it. You just need to allocate the license to your users so they can do it. Anyway, there it is. Not quite as simple as I had hoped it would be in Microsoft. If you have found another way of doing it on one of the other licenses, like I said, this is an online plan 1. So it doesn't have a lot of the bells and whistles. It is a really vanilla account. And so if you find it in another way, I would love to know how you do it. That would be fantastic. Have I asked more questions than I answered? I probably have in this one. Have I not answered questions at all for you? I'd love to know. I'd also love to know what your own experiences are. So come across and join me in my community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. Join the conversation there. You do get access to me. I will respond to questions and I will ask questions and provide advice as best I can. And you can provide advice to each other, of course. It's a community. It's not just for me, for you to access me. It's for people to be able to talk to each other about the challenges they're having. You can always leave questions wherever you are watching or listening to this video. I will get to answer them eventually. I'm a bit slower on answering the videos. If this video was useful, and I really hope it was, like I said, it's not as easy as I hoped it would be, give it a like, maybe share it with a friend, maybe share it with the admin of your account too. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And guys, I will see you all the day after tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.